Hi everybody, it's PJ, and today I have the craziest video for you because a friend of mine, I'm going to get ready while I talk to you because that's like the only time I have. You might wonder, like, why does she get ready? Does she really want to show us the same old friggin' makeup thing? No. No, my problem is that I have no time, so I have to do videos when I can. So if I'm just talking to you, the best time to talk to you is when I do this. So anyway, but before that, a story. So I got a phone call years and years and years and years ago that one of my children as well had, and it was like he was in kindergarten at the time. They called me and said, hi, you know, we did a head check to all the children in this one's class, and unfortunately your child also came back having head lice. Head lice sucks, man. So anyway, so I said, okay, I'm coming, I'll come get him. So I drive up to the school, and as I'm walking in the front door of the school, I noticed that there's this row of little kids, and they're little kids, you know, this is kindergarten. So this row of little kids all lined up, all waiting to go home, right? To be sent home because they're the ones out of the class that showed up. And there's like 10 of them in a line waiting. And so I go in, I say, hi, I'm here for my son. And they said, go ahead, sign him out, you know. So as I sign him out, I look behind me, and this entire row of little kids are so sad. They're like kind of out in the open for everybody to see. And, you know, it's like kind of like they don't know to be embarrassed, but they know they're different, you know, and they're not happy about it. So I was like, oh, let me make him feel better. So I turned around to them and they said, hey guys, are you the bugheads? And they're all like, what? And I'm like, oh my God, you're the bughead kids, right? And they're all like, yeah. And I'm like, cool, it's the bughead gang. And they were like, oh, we're the bugheads. And I'm like, yeah, you're the bugheads, yeah, you know. As strange as that was, I made them feel better for a minute. And that made me feel better, my son included. So, a friend of mine got a call yesterday that their child had bugs, had lice. And so I was like, oh my God, I remember that. Like when my kids are little and their school would call and say, oh, by the way, you know, a bunch of kids came up with this. So it's like really kind of like everyone, like really, honestly. But like it's not about being dirty or this. That's about all the kids being in the same classroom. Wow, they are hard to get rid of. When you think you got rid of them and didn't, and you have to do that process all over again, I'm sorry. That is probably one of the most disappointing moments of my life. Like, what? Like, you've done everything, but you really haven't. So I was going to give some hacks on how to get rid of head lice. Now, what I was told was, and that was way back then, was that they've become really resistant to like the medicine that you get to do, you know, the medicine that the nurse gives you, Nix or Nits or something like that. Anyway, you'll see it. But they're kind of resistant to it, and although, you know, that will minimize them in the head, it really doesn't get rid of them all. And they give you this little comb that you're supposed to go in and find these tiny little pearls. If you don't know how to find head lice in your kid, the best way to find it is go to the nape of the neck, like the back of the neck, part the hair, not where it naturally parts, because they kind of stay away from it. Go to the next little section and look for little pearly, tiny pearly white things about a half an inch to an inch up from the scalp, and they'll be like hard as a rock and really hard to get off the hair. And that's their eggs. They're easier to see than the actual head lice is tough to see. Although you can see some of them, you really have to be looking, and they're fast. So at any rate, you use the medicine, that's fine, but that doesn't do it. And just like taking your sheets and washing them, that doesn't do it. First off, get rid of the pillows. Day one, throw them out and don't bring them back. Don't bring any pillows back in for a week. Even though that sucks that your kid can't sleep with a pillow. Otherwise, you're going to repeat this and repeat this and repeat this until you can't stand it anymore, honestly. So the first thing is throw out the pillows. You can wash your sheets, but it isn't the washing that matters, it's the drying. So when you dry sheets, do you ever have them like roll into like where it twists and that's still kind of damp? You have to dry them until they're crunchy, basically, so dry. And then obviously do their hair. Put them in a shower, get a clean shower cap and put their hair, after you do their hair with the medicine, put it in a clean shower cap, damp, okay? Take everything with a collar. And this is where people get it wrong, I think. A lot of times they'll wash like their clothes and dry them, but not their coats. And so the collars of the coats are like where they hide. And one little lice, one little bug can start the whole thing over again. Also, just assume you have it, even if you don't feel it or whatnot. Assume you have it. And that, yeah, that you have to treat yourself. But here's the other part. So dry everything. If you have like a bedding or a bedspread, take that and something that can't be thrown in a washer or dried. Take that and take, I know it's going to sound crazy, but there's these strips and they're called, oh, what are they called? They're like insect strips. That you use in the summer, not the tape, not the fly tape. I think they're made by Glade, and they're like these strips. Oh, I wish I could remember their name. Anyway, I'll post it below. And stick them down and make it a green trash bag, like the heavy kind. Stick the bedding down in there, stick some strips all around it, and they also sell a knit spray, which I would absolutely get. I went through cans of this getting rid of this. So spray the thing, tie it in a bag and leave it for 10 days. Like literally don't touch it for 10 days. I know that seems like a lot, but I'm telling you, if you want to get rid of this once and done, this is how you do it. Okay, pillows are gone, sheets are in the wash, everything with a collar. If you can't, okay, so you say, well, I can't dry my son's coat, you know, it's wool or whatever. Okay, spray it with that spray. Spray it with the spray, especially around the collar. Put it in a bag, tie it up, and leave it like that for 10 days, a week to 10 days. Throw a strip down in there. Like, just, you have to, like, people don't realize that if you have pillows on your couch and your child lies on those pillows, those little pillows or something, get rid of them. Like, it's going to take you forever. Or do what I say, stick them in a bag, tie them up with the insect strips. So when it comes to your hair, even though you've treated your kid's hair and you went through to find all the little nits, it is so hard to find every single egg. There's just like no way. But the only thing that I found that got rid of them is heat. So get one of your round brushes. Like, remember the old-fashioned round brush? I don't even know if they still make them. But a round brush. And you have to wash your kid's hair after you knit it. And then dry it. And I mean dry it crispy. And even though you're not washing your kid's head every day, dry your kid's head every day. Like, and yours and anybody else, that if their sibling sleeps next to him, lays next to him in bed, assume they have it. Just assume it. Be one and done. That's what you want. One and done. Spray all their mattresses and then flip the mattress. And that way the spray is between the box spring and the mattress, and it's killing them right there and then. It makes me itchy just thinking about it. Ugh. Anyway, dry their hair. Dry their hair even though their hair is dry. Like before they go to school in the morning, they wake up, take them into the bathroom, take 10 minutes, and go through each section of hair and like roll the brush and you know, remember when we, like before they had the heating irons things, they had the roller brush and the blow dryer with the little thing that made it concentrated. That's how we used to straighten our hair. That's what you want to do. You want to fry the kids' hair for the next week. If you do all those things, you may be able to get rid of them one and done. I know this is a crazy video. It's not, but a friend of mine's kid got them, and she never dealt with it before. So I called her yesterday. I'm like, oh no, that's not going to be enough. Because it won't. Because they come back, okay, always. Like, that's why they tell you treat in 7 to 10 days, treat the kid's head. But it's not just the kid's head, because in that 7 to 10 days, people have allowed them, like, that's allowed them to flourish again. And so, although there's not as many, you're still dealing with that. So, my thing is, and everybody has to get treated in the family. If you dry their hair every single day, fry their hair, you won't have it and then do this in 7 days, do the treatment again. And you're just doing it to make sure at that point. But if you let it go that 7 to 10 days, in my view, they come right back. They come right back. So that's my little lice hacks. That's the way, you know, I got rid of them in my house because, yeah, everybody gets them. I mean, this is like when you have a group of little kids around, it just happens. And it is not a myth that black people don't get lice. They don't, as a rule. And there's a reason. It has nothing to do with the oils that they use for their hair. It has to do with their hair shaft. Their hair shaft is different than white people's hair shaft. And the lice have hooks. And the hooks don't go on that kind of hair shaft. So even if they had a lice in their head, the lice can never hook on and lay eggs. So they don't get them. They don't get them. So don't worry about it if you're not white. I don't know about Hispanic. Look it up. But I know that black people don't get lice. So this is just a white people problem. And yeah. And don't make your kid feel bad. Tell him he's part of the bugheads. It's the bugheads. That was so cute. I love little kids. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. I love you guys. If you'd like to follow me down the rabbit hole that is my life, hit the button down below and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like these kind of videos. It's a weird one. Thumbs down if you don't. God, you're watching me. I don't know what you want to manifest. Manifest a bugless house? I guess. Manifest being bugless. And if you know it, think, believe it, you can have it too. Like that. So weird. I love you guys. Bye.